Hey y'all, welcome to the Honesty Circle, the safe space to discuss growing in adulthood, mental health, faith, and all the things in between. It's your host, Sierra Elise, and I hope you're taking care of not only your mental and spiritual, but your emotional and physical health so you can be your best self this week. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Honesty Circle. We are here with a special guest, Godwin Dooley, and I'm gonna have her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Godwin Dooley. I am so excited to be on the Honesty Circle with my good friend Sierra, and I'm excited to jump right into the episode.
Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about like our friendship a little bit so that people know who you are.
Yes.
So we can talk about that, and then we'll first talk about yourself, and then we can talk more about like how we've become friends.
Okay. So again, I'm Godwin Dooley. I am from North Carolina native, from Greensboro specifically. 336. And I went to undergrad. That's where Sierra and I met, at UNC Chapel Hill, and we really got connected by our mutual love of sports. So through women's basketball, we were both managers. I graduated a year before Sierra. And so my sophomore year, your freshman year?
Yeah.
Is when we were working on the team together at the same time, all the way through when I graduated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so, wow. I love you. Okay. So tell me more about like what you do, like, and who you are. I know you're from North Carolina, but like kind of what are you doing now since graduating?
Yeah, so right now, I recently moved back to North Carolina in August. So, I graduated. I was at Carolina from 2016 through 2020. And we all know what happened in 2020, spring of my senior year. But finished undergrad and went straight to grad school. So I moved to Athens, Ohio, which is
The middle of nowhere.
Okay. But I went to Ohio University. They had a really good sport admin program, and that's just what I knew I wanted to do. Honestly, since I stepped foot at Carolina, I wanted to be in the sport industry in some way, shape, or form. So I went to OU for grad school, and I got my MBA and then a master's in sport admin.
3 degrees.
3
degrees.
Don't play with her.
No, Lily, don't.
But yeah, so I was in Athens for 2 years, finished up there April of 2022, and moved to Indianapolis. But backpedaling, outside of everything, education and career, an only child. So personality-wise, I'm a little introverted. But I still like to have a really good time with my friends. I love like small, intimate gatherings. So a good game night. I'll go out to the club every now and then, but you will not find me outside every weekend. That is not my gift or my calling. It's important to know your lane and how to navigate that. But yeah, so I love doing things like going, especially during the summer, going to festivals.
I was like, you love a good festival.
Okay, anything with the little vendor food trucks.
Farmers market.
I'm there.
Yes.
I'm there.
What was the thing that you went to this summer that was in Durham?
Oh, Black August in the Park.
Yes.
So I actually found out about that one summer when I was in summer school in Chapel Hill. And I went, I think I originally went, or I was going to go by myself, and then Savannah came with me. And so that was like maybe in 2018, summer of 2018. Okay. And I had such a fun time. It was kind of like up and coming, I guess you would say. But I haven't been able to go back. So when I moved back to North Carolina in August, that was like the first thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm back. Yeah. Like I have to go. So I went, and they definitely have grown since I went a few summers ago. So that was really fun.
That's fun. Okay, so let's hop into the segment of inner or outer circle. So basically it's like this or that. Whatever you like is in your inner circle. What you don't like is in your outer circle.
Okay.
So the first one is sneaker or heels?
You said inner is what I like. Outer is what I don't like. Give me a sneaker in my inner circle.
Yeah. You're good for a sneaker.
Oh, because a heel, you have to catch me on a good day.
Remember you wanted to be a heel girl so bad.
I did.
There was a period where you're like, I need to put some heels. I'm like, girl, just stick to what you like. Stick to what you love. Like,
I was trying to be a baddie, I guess. But since then I've learned like you can be a baddie in whatever you want. Like
say that.
A baddie doesn't come in one particular look. So yeah, sneaker in my inner circle, heel in my outer circle. But I will say, since probably like whatever year that was when I was in that phase of life, I have grown to like know what heels work for me and when. I think that was like the biggest thing. I was wearing heels at the wrong time. Like, I work in sports. I can't wear heels every day or my feet would hurt. My ankles would be broke.
Like, especially those long days, babe.
Yeah. No. Not smart.
No. Ankles swollen. So my next one is football or basketball.
Basketball.
Period. I knew.
Women's basketball specifically.
Women's basketball. Period.
But basketball nonetheless. Inner circle for sure. Football outer circle.
Okay. And then summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay.
My birthday's in June. Summer baby. Right in the middle of summer. And then outside of that, living in North Carolina, like the South, I just love warm weather. Like I mentioned, I lived in the Midwest for 3.5 years. And those winters are brutal. Brutal. They're nothing to be played with. So summer all the way.
Okay. And my last one is book bag or purse.
This is a good one. Purse, inner circle.
Okay.
Book bag, outer circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's like a newer thing or something that you always been like?
Probably since college, I've been a purse inner circle.
Yeah.
Purse inner circle girl. Cause now purses come in all different. Like you can do a little spend a night with the purse. Like you can a weekend trip. A good purse can go a long way.
A big, like a good sized tote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to get a super expensive one either. So
really, Target has some good ones. My work purse now.
Same.
My work purse now. It has like. I need to get. My coworker had this other one that she got, but the one that I got was like brown. It has like 3 sections. So like I have like my laptop, iPad in the middle, and then I have like my personal stuff. Like I can fit my water bottle. Like I can fit so many things in there. So like, it gotta be expensive. It was like $30-$40 at Target.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just recently bought one from Target. I do have my like luxury totes.
Yeah.
But it don't take all that. One that's on my wish list, and if you're watching and you need a good tote, check out Dagny Dover. I haven't personally bought one. I gotta get my coins together. But they have really good totes. Great reviews, so I would look into that.
Okay. Okay, so let's chat more about like our friendship and kind of like, I know we started being friends, but there is a clear moment that like it clicked.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Talk about the moment.
Okay, so I guess that was my junior summer. Are you talking about the summer camp summer?
Yeah. Because your first summer you were in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
And then that next summer, because I worked camp by myself before working.
Oh
with
yeah.
Whew. Girl, never again. Because that was you and Anna Grace weren't there.
Yeah.
So it was only me that one summer.
Big manager.
Jesus. Me and Greg. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so yep, both managers, which if you don't know is a full-time grind. I mean, you hear a lot about it from the student athlete perspective, and the like head coach maybe perspective, but all of the support staff, athletic trainers, managers, academic counts, like that, they put in a lot of hours. So this year and I,
yes, and
that also included summers, quite often. So Sierra being local, like that was easier for her than maybe some of the other people on our manager group that lived out of state or out of town. And then for 2 summers I did summer school, so I was around anyway. But yeah, so my junior summer, your sophomore summer, we were both working camps because every team has a camp during the summer.
Yep.
And yeah, I was going through a breakup at the time, and it was just like a really interesting point in my life where it was like, okay, I'm headed into senior year, I'm going through a breakup, I know I'm about to be in the real world, like what does life after college look like? And so I was really like at a point where I was just trying to figure out, who is Godwin, what does she really value, what do the people in my life, like what do those relationships look like, and where really is my faith at that point? And so Yeah, Sierra and I, did we room together or did we have separate rooms?
I don't think we roomed together.
Okay, maybe not.
So
we were in the same building for that summer, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Girl's a blur.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Jesus.
But needless to say, like, we were with each other a lot that summer. And I remember specifically, we were in the gym waiting for, I think, some games or practices to be over. Camp. Sitting on these little wooden benches. And I want to say I was like on my phone or something, but I was just like deep down, like, I don't know if you could tell, but like just my aura and like my spirit was really heavy like at the time. And I think Sierra picked up on it, and yeah, we just like started watching sermons and talking about sermons together. And this was honestly, it's crazy because that was before the pandemic, and so virtual church like wasn't even a thing. And yeah, we just like started watching all these sermons and like talking about them, and just
that was our, what do we call it? Was like we did like our hot girl summer, but it was basically like us just like not really trying to. We were outside a little bit. We were that summer because like we were
Bob's
the library. Like we did go out, but I think like the root of it was like we were just really so focused on ourselves, and like with that included journaling, faith, like just like unpacking, like deep diving.
Yeah,
that was like definitely the start of it. And I think that definitely like brought us closer because like we were experiencing that together. Although I wasn't going through a breakup, my heart was broke still.
Yeah.
My heart was broke.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. It was an official relationship to break up from, but it was definitely I was going through like boy problems.
Right.
So,
as comes with college.
Girl, let's not even go there.
But so yeah, that was like a really pivotal point in my life because even outside of the things I listed before, like, you know, relationship issues, college, life after college, I was also figuring out how to be a friend and like how to be a friend and how to make friends, and friends that I knew I wanted to last after I left UNC.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So let's hop into this episode. Today we're going to be talking more about kind of how we evolved to what we call our best selves. And I mean, I talked about this before we started. I feel that each year that I've been intentional in my growth, it's been my best year. So like that year was my best year at that moment of time. And like honestly, each and every year comes with its trials and comes with its like difficulties. But I definitely was, feel like each year just gets better. And so I just want to kind of deep dive and talk more about kind of our journey into being now like post-grad and how we've become like more confident, more like assured of ourselves, more just knowing kind of all that. So I guess my first question would be kind of, I know you talk about that being a pivotal moment for you. Is there any other ones that like stick out to you about being a pivotal moment of your evolution of like who you are now? Yeah.
So I would definitely say, as for a lot of people, the pandemic kind of forced me to grow up because not only was the second semester of my senior year just cut very short, that also pushed me straight into grad school. And that was the first time I'm living out of state. Not only am I living out of state by myself for the first time, I'm living in a very rural area of southeastern Ohio by myself.
Yeah.
And so I would credit my growth to that. Honestly, at least a good bit of it, at least in year 2020. And just when you move out of state.
Yeah. I was like, elaborate on that. Like, what did that do? Like, what did that do for you? What, I know it's pivotal, but what things did you learn from that experience?
I learned how to exist in solitude.
Ooh.
I think that you're living out of state and you're still in quarantine because it's the pandemic. And I live by myself, which was of my own doing because, like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't really care to have a bunch of roommates. But yeah, learning how to like start fresh and be okay with being alone. Like there were plenty of nights that first year of grad school where I didn't necessarily gel with like all my classmates, and I had to figure it out. Yeah. Like I had to figure out how to be alone, but also maintain relationships with people that are states away, whether that's friends or family, like learning the value of having conversations over the phone that you used to be able to have in person, but you can't. How do you adapt? How do you, how are you still there for people when you can't, you know, see them and touch them? So,
Ooh, that's good.
yeah.
Phew. Yeah, I haven't moved out of the state, so I think that would be interesting if I ever get to that point to move out the state, because
I feel like, I mean, a lot of people say it, and oh my gosh, so many people, I don't know if it's a joke or you just see it like all the time on Twitter or Instagram, like, I can't wait to pack all my stuff up and move away where nobody knows me.
Yeah.
It's cute when you say that or when you tweet that, but when you're actually going through it, it does get better. Like, there's a bright side to every tunnel. But when you really pack your stuff up and move to a city where nobody knows your name and you don't know anybody else's name, it's different.
How did you, I know you're only child, but how did you like be okay with like aloneness and being by yourself in that time? Like how did you feel it your time, basically? Right.
Learning how to feel your emotions. There's going to be some nights where you're just sad. Like, loneliness is real. And I know there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And that was something that I've had to, even to this day, like, understand the difference between. But like, loneliness is real. And so even though I am an only child and like am used to being able to just, you know, entertain myself, right, it's a difference when like you live in a city. You see, I'm in my 20s. Like, I don't necessarily want to be outside every weekend, but you want to have friends, you want to do things. And so, yeah, learning how to exist in that, but also how do I build community wherever I am? It was easy in college.
So easy.
You live with your friends.
You live with your friends. You go to class. You're in. You have clubs and organizations. Like, it's so easy in college to. I was talking about it with my sister literally earlier today. I'm like, it's so easy to have friendships, but like, how do you establish them and continue them after the fact? Yeah, when it's no longer convenient.
When you can't just walk across the street and go to the dining hall.
Yeah. You want to go to Lenore? Chase?
Now it's, are you free in December of 2024?
No, that's like funny, but like actually, that's actually what it is. Yeah. So I think that's the hard thing too. Like, I would say similarly, like when I graduated, moving to Charlotte, although I had like a friend who lived in my city, she traveled for work, and I was also in a relationship. Well, I wouldn't say was, but I am in a relationship. And so I was spending my weekends, either he was here or I was there, because we were medium-ish long distance. And so that's lonely too. Because I got off work at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah. Then what? And then also, even though I was in a relationship, since he didn't live near me, he's actually going to hang out with his friends. He had friends where he lived. And I was trying to figure out, okay, babe, how are you going to figure your time? It's not, you can't just sit on the phone with him all the time because he's not available.
Right. What are you doing?
What are you doing? What? I mean, truly, what? My main thing was, I think I had to find, because I'm not an only child, like I have 2 other sisters that lived in the house with me. I have another sister. I had to figure out what things I like to do for fun with other people and what I like to do if it was just me. Yeah. Because that's a difference. Like, I do like to go shopping, but I like to shop with other people. Yeah. Like, and I think that's something that I didn't realize until living by myself, where it's like, oh no, like I actually do like to go out in the world and shop. But the problem is I always was with somebody and they was rushing me. Yeah. So I can't take my time and go slow and like, go up and down every single aisle, touch every single piece of clothing that I want to do, you know? So small things like that. Solo dates were definitely that summer too. And so not knowing that would help me for my job now, because I travel by myself, and being able to be in a different state and still enjoy the state for what it is, and going out to dinner or going just fun places. Like, I used to find places to go on a walk or explore. And I think that I've just found joy in the solitude, and I think that's what's helped me. Like, not that those loneliness times don't still arise, when you still want to be with somebody. I think that's when the loneliness comes in for me. But yeah, I think when you find how to feel that time and you find the joy in the solitude and like what you enjoy for yourself, that changed the game for me. Yeah, I think often too, I go back to the conversation we had, I don't know when it was, but every time I think about it, like, it's from a conversation we've had, but it's like, before I get in my feelings or I get to processing about me being lonely, I am reminded, like, Godwin, have you filled your cup?
have you worked out? Is your house clean? Is your car clean?
Yeah.
Have you, explored new music? Whatever it is.
Because a lot of times there's something on your to-do list that you need to get done. And so instead of feeling lonely, why don't you go do that thing?
Yeah.
Go do that.
Because it needs to get done.
Because it needs to get done. That's a good one. I honestly forgot that we used to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had deep conversations regularly.
At 1920.
Literally. Okay, so going deeper into like, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to like enter that space of figuring out who they are and like what they want in life and like finding who they are as a person? Like, what advice would you give to someone in that journey?
I would say start with figuring out what you want to accomplish for the year. So many people, I think, put emphasis on a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 20-year plan. Okay, can we get through the year first?
Yeah.
And so figuring out maybe, 2 to 3 things. It doesn't have to be a whole laundry list. And whether that's career-wise, whether you're trying to finish school, bettering your friendships, what are some things that you can set your sights on? And that way, when you do have maybe dull moments in your schedule, you're able to think back to, oh, okay, this is something that I haven't made progress to accomplishing or completing and going back to that.
How's your year? Speaking of that, what have you been working on this year, like in 2023?
2023 I can't believe it's November.
Girl. No, I actually can't, because I was just my birthday in February. I was just celebrating New Year's.
Yeah.
I remember my New Year's, completely.
Last week.
Literally.
No, 2023 has been very busy for me. So I lived in Ohio for 2 years. After I finished grad school, I moved to Indianapolis, and I worked at the NCAA for a year. And so I was there June of 2022 through August when I just moved back a couple months ago. And so I was there just working really hard. And then my year contract basically came to an end, and they fortunately let me stay on over the summer until I found the next step for me. But yeah, so 2023 looked like me grinding and hustling and working and finding that balance of work and work-life balance.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've been really busy.
I feel like especially in sports, I think that's something that athletes, whether you're playing or you're just a part of the team in some form of fashion, the grind of that is no joke. Because I was thinking about this. I texted you and I was like, think about a time when we actually had a regular break, especially in college. We didn't have that one time we went to Virgin Islands for Thanksgiving, Christmas. We had a Christmas tournament, or your breaks cut short because you had to come back for practice. So in sports, you don't really get that break unless you take it, and then you really don't really take it because that's against the norm in the field. You just take it when the off season it happens. So how have you navigated kind of finding that time to even care for yourself and do the things that you like in that grind?
Yeah. So one thing that I would say is it stems back to us being back at Carolina. And so Sierra and I traveled a lot with the team as well, because my freshman year, there were a group of, I think, 5 managers, 3 of which were seniors. And then me and the other freshmen were the only ones remaining after they all graduated. So sophomore year, boom, we're bumped up to the only 2 other managers left, and we got a bunch of the rest in. But all of a sudden I'm traveling to every away game, and not just, Louisville or Boston College, like you said, the Thanksgiving trips, we're going out of the country. And so your schedule is really packed. So I had to find mental breaks in those. They're business trips, but other than that, you're not getting to travel. So yeah, when we go to the Virgin Islands, I'm mentally, this is a vacation. I'm getting my work done.
No, we actually, oh my gosh, boy, did we treat every trip? We're throwing that robe. We are throwing that robe on, and we are going to have ourselves a time, because baby, y'all not going to take my time and my joy. Y'all can only take one or the other, and you're going to get my time, and I'm going to be here, but I'm also going to find my joy in this, and that's because I'm going to treat we literally have a picture of us walking onto that plane, just waving, joyous. Managers, like if you
Full
think about the
of
totem
joy.
pole of the hierarchy, like we're at the bare bottom, and we over here just joyous on the plane.
Yeah.
So I think that it's the foundations, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the foundations started at Carolina.
They do.
Man.
And so I've tried to keep that because I still travel a lot.
Yeah.
And so when I lived in Indy, like the Final Four this past March was in Dallas. So we had to take a lot of trips back and forth to Dallas. And every time I went, I'm having me a time. I'm getting my work done, but I'm having me a time because other than that, like...
You wouldn't be in Dallas if it wasn't for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's
being able to mentally know how to take a break and implement self-care into your work life in sports, I think is like one of the only ways you can have a work-life balance.
Yeah. That's good. I think honestly every job, because even me, like with how I travel, like I was on the road for months.
Yeah.
And so finding those moments of like you said, although you're working, there's still a downtime, and like utilizing that as if you were at home. What would you like to do? Get your nails done? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when I was traveling, I was trying to look for a hairstylist, get my hair done, but I couldn't find one. But
Yeah.
I was doing it. Like if there was someone that had an appointment open, trust and believe I was gonna get my hair done in Nashville.
Yeah. I was gonna say you do have to be flexible because, of course, we like to have our staple hair person, nails person, whatever. But if I'm out of town for 2 weeks and I need this done, I'm on Style Seat, seeing who has availability in Massachusetts, like, you know,
but like get a quick turnaround too. Like, no, that's good. Anything that you want to like elaborate on or talk more about?
I would say something that I think my transition from Indiana back to North Carolina, I've been personally like having, again, to go back to how do I build community, because so my parents still live in North Carolina. And I was just really, when I lived out of state, I wanted to come back home. And now that I'm back home, it's like been a interesting transition because I think a lot of my memories, at least most recently, were like rooted in Carolina, but everybody is gone.
Yeah.
Or not everybody, but a lot of people are gone. And we've, evolved as people, adults, people have kids or have jobs, are married, whatever. And so I've been like trying to understand and like figure out for myself, how do I build community again in a place where I thought community existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so that's has been honestly, that's been really hard. And I just been praying about it and like journaling, trying to figure out like, okay, I'm 25 now. The last time I lived here, I was 25.
I hear the nursing homes.
But yeah, it's like, okay, this isn't anything I'm not familiar with, because when I lived in Ohio, when I lived in Indiana, I built community. It's just a different place, a different chapter of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I'm so glad that you're back. I'm glad that you're back, but it's just like, and then we live in each other's hometown. That's crazy too.
Yeah, no, it is.
So that's good. I guess that's like kind of it for the episode. Like, I think we dropped some little gems that kind of helped us out in our journey to evolving to who we are now. I guess I want to share your 2 cents of what kind of advice you would give to someone kind of trying to find their self and evolving into who they are.
Yeah. I would say, number 1, take inventory of yourself. And I was talking about this yesterday, or honestly throughout the week, and figuring out where your worry lies. And where your worry lies, where your anxiety lies, a lot of the time, not 100%, is where you're trusting God the least. Because you're trying to figure it out on your own. Like, you're leaning on your own understanding rather than the Lord's at that point in time. And so where you do feel that weight on your shoulders, that worry, that stress, is where you need to pray for extra faith, extra patience, extra trust in the Lord. And so that would be my 1 cent. Take inventory of yourself and figure out where those areas are in your life, and then pray for God to help you in that. And then my 2 cent would be, listen to jazz music in the morning while you're getting ready. It is a game changer.
Really?
Yes. Like, I know we're all not all, but romanticize your life. That's one of the easiest ways. Like, sometimes music with no words
That's good. I'm going to try that.
Yes, it starts your day off in a very peaceful tone, and I enjoy it.
Cooking the eggs.
Come on, jazz music. Jazz music. And I'm just elevating my life. Like,
literally.
Yeah. 2 cents.
I like that. Y'all can take her advice or not. That is just her 2 cents. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching us now that we are going video. So please feel free to subscribe, share with a friend, and also follow us on Instagram at The Honesty Circle to stay updated on Circle news. The Instagram handle is at The Honesty Circle with an underscore at the end. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and go conquer your week. Bye.